Hello everyone and welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Today is series number 3 in Keep Me in Stitches, and we are going to do a cross stitch today. In previous series we've done this straight stitch and we've done zigzag, and today we are going to do the cross stitch with and without beads, and also a variety of 2 different ways that you can attach the beads to this. So the front of it, and here is the back. So you don't need many tools, basically thread, needle, and something to poke it with. That's what I use. It's just a sewing needle in a cork, and it gives a nice small hole. So today for the cross stitch, I have 2 different styles of cross stitches, and of course they do look different on the back. So for the cross stitch, my holes are directly across from each other. Hopefully you can see how my holes are done. Hopefully that's focusing. So starting from the back, you're going to go from the back to the front in the very far corner. So then when you come up, and then you're just going to make a small diagonal line. And then from the back, I'm going to go directly across from where the thread just came up. I'm going to go down there. So then you get the straight little line on the back, but on the front you have a diagonal. So one over, and then on the back, directly across. And you're just going to do that for the length that you want to do your stitch. So in some ways this is like the zigzag stitch, except your holes have different placements. So I'm only going to do a short little line of them here. Just a couple more to go, just to show you. Going down the last hole in our little line. So the first part of it, you've got your little diagonal stitches going. The back is just going straight. So now we're going to go back. So we're going to go up right across from that. That's the back. So then we're just going to cross over and basically go in the opposite direction. So then we end up with a little cross on the front. The back remains the same. You're just basically going over your other thread. So then you're going to go all the way down to the end of your stitch. And you could put a couple rows together. So put the rows like one there, and then you'd have like a solid thing. You could even make designs using it. I have done a lot of cross stitch, big pictures and whatnot, and now junk journals consume my hobby time. So there is the solid cross stitch, the same as the one on top. I usually do this one, but it does depend on what I'm making. So on the back, then, let's just tie that off. And I just tie a little knot like so. Snip off my thread. So there is the first way to do the cross stitch. So now for the second way, as you can see, the second way, we've basically just got spaces, and on the back it looks like a cross stitch except for the 2 ends. So we come up from the bottom, in the very end hole that you've made. Oops, better hold the end. Okay, so then we're going to go, alright, I'm going to hold my thread there so I don't lose it. We're going to go at the diagonal again, like so. So now when we do the back, we're going to, that's where we started, we're going to miss one and go to there. So then when we've pulled it through, thread is caught on the corner, we're going to have a diagonal on that side as well. And then on here we're going to miss the one, go to that one. Gonna miss the one, go to that one. And we're going to repeat that till the end of where we want our stitches to end. So now we've basically got our diagonal lines every second hole. On the back side, it's pretty much the exactly same thing. So then when we're going back, we're going to go to the end. Hence why here, the one I've finished has the two little straight lines on the ends. Now on this side, we're going to cross over. That's going to make our X. Then on the other side, we're going to go in that hole in between our two lines on the back. That's going to give us an X on the back. And here. And we're basically going to do that till we get to the end of the row. And as I said, the front and the back will be pretty much the same, all except the very ends. So there's that. So now you've got your two different types of cross stitches, same as I've done up there. And the backs of them. Now let's do the ones with the beads. Just have to thread my needle. I would be lost without the needle threader. These things, whoever invented them was a very smart person. Okay, so now I've got some seed beads here. That's why I always use a beading needle. Number one, because I'm always putting seed beads on, and number two, because I like that it's small and it goes through the holes very nicely. So I don't know how well you can see these two different ways of putting the beads on. This one here, you can put them every second one, but these beads are at a bit of an angle, whereas these beads kind of go all straight. So hopefully that shows up and focuses and you can see them. And I will show you both ways of doing this. So we're doing basically the same stitches. So you start from the back and you come up and go through your diagonal. And then, same as the first way we did the cross stitch, go directly across, pull it through to the front, do another angle, directly across, and at an angle. So on this particular one where the beads are at an angle, the beads get put on your second stitch going back the other way. So I will just quickly finish this here row. Okay, so I've reached the end. I come back from the back to the front in that last stitch. And now I'm going to pick up a bead and then go down and make my X. And your bead is in the middle. You could put a couple beads on. I find with the cross stitch I just like to do one bead. And then straight across from where you just came to the back, come up, put on a bead, go down to make my X. So straight across again. Whoops, needle fell out. Straight across. Pick up a bead. Go down. Now you can put a bead on every one. You could put a bead on every second one, every third one. Really whatever way you wanted. So let's miss a bead on this one, just so then you have an idea of what that looks like if you miss a bead, or doing a bead every second one. So now up from the back, pick up a bead, and go down. When you do a bead on every second one, it allows you to see the stitching a little better. So hopefully you can see that good. Okay, so I'm just going to cheat and I'm going to take my thread all the way over to here. So for the next way to put them on, I'm going to go up in the corner and come to the front. Now on this one, you put your beads on the first time with your first part of your stitch. I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to miss that one hole in the back and go in the second hole. Come up, put on a bead, go down at a diagonal for the first half of my stitch. I'm going to miss that one, go on the next one, and I'm going to go and do that as far down as I'm going to go. So there's the first part of that on the back, your diagonal. So I'm just going to do the 3 on this. I'm just going to untangle my thread. So I'm just going to go up straight across as if that's the end of my row. And then when I come back up, I am going to take my needle and I'm going to go up through my bead. I'm going to pull my thread through, and then I'm going to go down this one to make my X. And what that does is kind of straighten your bead out, because you've gone through that bead in 2 different directions. It puts it right in the center. So you can see how these ones are at an angle, but this one is nice and straight. So now I'm going to bring your thread across at the back and up, and now I'm going to put my needle through that bead again, pull my thread through and go down the hole to make an X, and you can see that bead just kind of go to the center and straighten up. And on the back, I'm going to go across, so I'm going to make an X on the back, and then again my needle's going to go through the seed bead. I'm going to pull the thread up, go down to make the X, and pull it down. So it's not hard, just practice. I do prefer doing my beads this way. However, it does take a lot longer than doing it this way. I'll put a couple pictures up at the end of this video on just a few of the projects I've done with beads. I'm not sure how many pictures I have. Just to give you an idea of what it actually looks like on some of the projects I've done. I really, really love doing it. It's relaxing, very time consuming, but very relaxing. So I hope that you will give this a try. And again, let's see if we can get a good shot of that. Hopefully it's all focusing. I can't really see my screen on my camera the way I have my setup. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave some links for the other two of the zigzag and the straight stitch. And we'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.